So this came from Amazon the other day. We didn't get to actually use it. We were going to go away, but we didn't go away. But this is something that may come in handy next time we do go away, and this is an automatic pet feeder. In today's video, we're going to unbox and actually try out this automatic pet feeder, which is designed basically for small animals, and we have a small cat and we also have a small dog. Our dog doesn't really stay here when we go away, but the cat does. And it's just a matter of trying to find out a way that they can be fed while we're gone. And with these times, we're not really that comfortable having people come into the house. So an automatic pet feeder is better than sending them to a boarding place. So this particular model of the pet feeder we got from Amazon Prime, and it was $147.90 with free shipping because it was part of Prime. And it actually came in like 3 days, which is amazing considering that this is the holiday season. We didn't expect it for a while, but here it is. So I'm just going to open it. On the backs it says scheduled feedings, manual feeding, smooth food outlet, feeding call recording. So you can say, hey Smokey, come get some food. And then battery backup. So this can work on mains, but it can also work on batteries. Apparently you can hook it up to an iOS app. Let's see, let's get this thing open. Manual. So I don't normally do this, but I'm actually going to read the manual today because it is an automatic pet feeder with Wi-Fi, and it gives you instructions on how to do stuff, and it actually does have a smart app, so we can hopefully connect it to our iPhones, and this might be something that we can use to schedule stuff when we're away. Phone bit. Kind of looks like a water filter jug thing. So it's got this nice little padding, so it comes really well packaged, which is always good. And the rest of it is just a box, which
That's good to know.
Oh, thanks Siri. So this is the thing. It's quite sturdy actually. And it's got a warning on the top which says notes for Wi-Fi connection. Please use it indoors. Currently only 2.4G Wi-Fi is supported, but 5G Wi-Fi is not supported. Let's just move on. So this is called the Osbets Chosen. So pressing this thing, the lid comes off. Some weird thing there. Silica gel. This is really good for your camera gear. So whenever you get one of these, I always put it away in my camera cupboard. Comes with a charger. And it is a USB charger with a proprietary cable. This comes like that with a little blade on the bottom, got a plastic thing on the front. Let's see how it works. So let's see if these instructions tell us anything. So revolving lamp, key operation, reset key, how to dismantle grain storage barrel, horn that plays a food call, 3 number 1 batteries, whatever number 1 batteries are. Sometimes I hate reading these instructions because there's so many words and most of the words don't make any sense. So I'm just going to go through each one of those. So we don't need the battery description. How to install the food tray. There are 2 connecting holes on the inside of the food plate. Insert the connecting column at the bottom of the body to the connecting holes. Huh? So I guess maybe that's the 2 holes. So I'm just gonna put that in there, like so. There you go, there's a tray. And let's move that for a second. There's a tray. And pop the plate into there. Maybe I should give it a wash before I use it to feed the animals. And if you ever have to remove this thing, it kind of pops out like that, so you can give that a clean. And basically you put the food on the top and this thing turns and it falls out into the tray. So put that back on. Let's put this tray on. Let's set up the app. So we have to go download the app. So it's called it doesn't even tell you the name of the app. So it's called Doodoo, apparently. and sign in with your exclusive account. So let's get this here iPhone and let's see if we can do that. So we go to the App Store and we're going to Google Doodoo. I'm assuming that this is a Doodoo Pets thing. Good news is it's got 1 star, this app, and it's in Chinese. So that's really helpful. Oh good, it says on the reviews, it says this app cannot connect with Auto Feeder. This app is not working at all. Then what is the reason I'm using Auto Feed machine? Please fix the problem as soon as possible. That doesn't sound overly promising. Let's see if it actually works. And it's downloading. Fingers crossed that this works. I'm going to open. So we'd like to send you notifications. I'm going to allow that to happen. And we have to choose a country. So we're going for Australia. You have to create an account to get this thing to work. So I have to enter an email address, get verification code. So now I'm going to have to wait for the verification code to come to my email. Okay, so I've checked my email. I've got a registration code. So I'm going to punch that in. And I'm going to set up a password. Registration success. So now I'm going to log in. So there's the app. I'm logging in. Would like to use Bluetooth, so I'm going to have to click OK. And then I'm going to plug this thing in. I'm going to add a device and see what happens. So I'm just unraveling the cord for the charger. And by the way, I'm making chicken soup and it smells awesome. So a standard USB charger with this as a proprietary cable, which plugs in at the rear of the device. So it plugs in there at the bottom right there. So the kitchen bench is obviously not where I'm going to put it, but I'm just going to plug it in. So there's a light that's gone on here. So I've started the app and I'm going to click plus above to add. And it's a Bluetooth feeder. Make sure the device is connected to power. Turn on the power and confirm that the device is flashing slowly. Well, it's not slowly, but it's flashing. The power's turned on and the indicator light is blinking. So you touch that on the app, like there. Next step, connecting. So it's actually connecting to the app. Oh, it says connection failed. Try again. It says no device found nearby. So how's that gonna work? Well, here's something weird. I've downloaded the thing that says Doodoo and it doesn't work. I've now just scanned the QR code on the back of the manual and it's a completely different app. So let me try to see if this one works, because otherwise this is a huge bust already and we haven't even got it working. We open the app and now I have to sign up to another silly account. Now I'm going to get a verification code on this one too. So now I'm going to have to check my email and I've got the code, so I'm going to put that in. Then I'm going to create a password, Capit Draconis, not that one. And now it says all this stuff and now I can add a device and hopefully it will find this flashing pet thing. And it has, it's found it. So that clearly says on the manual it's the Doodoo thing. It's a Doodoo not thing. So I'm going to add, and now I'm going to have to put in my home Wi-Fi password, and it's doing something now with this app, and it's doing something because it's now got a tick on it. So I'm assuming it's all connected. It says device added successfully, and now you can set up a meal plan with this thing. There's optional meal plans which you can add. There's a settings up the top, which is a factory reset, which we don't want to do right now. There's a editing device information, offline notification, share device, create group, add to home screen, check device, network, device update. So there's an update for the device. So I'm going to update it. Hopefully it does something much cooler than what it already does, and it says updating to version 30.1.6. Keep the power of the device connected during the upgrade process. Please be patient. So we're just waiting now. Oh, it's actually going faster than my last Apple Watch upgrade, which took about 2 hours, as you could see if you've watched my last video. But it is updating. So this has now got the newest software. So it's now stuck about 10% left to go. Firmware update successful. So that's done. Now we get a feed record, so it tells you when you fed the pet as well, and there's different feed numbers, and I guess there's just feed. So I guess you could just manually put something in there now, and it's turning. There's no food in there, but the blade is turning, and a little bit of stuff will have come out. The other thing that I just wanted to quickly say is, if you didn't know where the app was, there's actually a QR code on the back that says download the app. We should have done that rather than looked at the app here, which clearly says do, but do not do. You can share this device with multiple people, so other people can control the feeder if you happen to be not the one that's doing it. Enter the settings menu and click, and share device steps, feed number 1, and basically you can get going. So I might try and program this, but I think the first thing we should do is actually wash this thing, because you don't want to kill the cat with whatever toxic stuff is on the actual stuff. I mean, I think that's a pretty good idea with anything these days. So once I've washed it, we'll come back and give it a go. So I'm back. Just a little word of warning. I've just washed this and it's nice and dry, but this thing inside, at the bottom, there's a lot of little nooks and crannies where the water gets trapped. I don't know that you should be washing this all too often, because it's going to take a long time to dry, and obviously if you don't dry it, all the food's going to get yucky and it's going to get moldy and stuff. So just be a little bit aware of this part of the canister with the stuff in the bottom. I might actually take it off and show you. This bit here, see, it's still trapped a lot of the soap and things in here, and it's really hard to get it out. There's no way to get it out, so you're just going to have to let it dry as best as you can, and it's still wet in there, so that's one thing to look out for. So I'll just pour a little bit of a few snacks, put the cat food into here. And you put the lid on like that, and now I'm going to use the app to try and set up a feeding timer. I'm going to try and do it manually first. I'm just going to press feed and see what happens. I'm just going to lower the camera a little bit so you can actually see what's going on with this little thing. So I'm just going to press feed. Look, and it's like those little gumball machines, but I wonder how you can control how much comes out. I think the numbers there actually tells you the size. So that was on a 1, so I'm going to try having it on a 5 and see if there's loads more stuff comes out. See, 5? Look, you can see a lot more comes out. It's almost like winning the jackpot in Vegas. So in the spirit of Vegas, I've set this onto 12, so that'd be like having 3 bars on a slot machine. Let's check it out and see how much comes out. Jackpot. There you go. So that's probably a decent amount for our cat. It's obviously not going to be good if you've got a huge animal, because you're going to need about 100 serves of this. But I guess you could just set it so that it feeds again after 15 minutes or something and you get 2 extra serves. So it's not a complete no. For a small animal, I think the amount that it's able to dispense in one go is pretty decent. So for what it's worth, I've set this thing to feed. There's not enough food in here, I think. Just going to pour this food back in. So I've got this thing set to feed in 1 minute. You can set a number of these things. You can delete the timers that you don't want, and you can feed them 7 days a week. It really depends on how much you can store in here. So it's 228 and it's feeding. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? The last thing I want to do in this video is there's a microphone button here. So apparently you can record the name of your animal and it can call it. So let's try. Here, Smokey, dinner time. So I guess when you press feed now, let's try it, it might call out the animal's name. Let's try pressing feed.
Dinner time.
Did you hear that?
Dinner time.
Oreo, come here. Now scaring the dog. Oreo. Like, that's pretty cool, but I think what would be good, I don't know if you can, I'll look into it, is that there's a little bit of a delay between the microphone calling out the name of your pet and when it starts coming out, because you can't actually hear. Hang on. Dog wants some of the cat food now. Because you can't actually hear the call because the food coming out makes too much noise. But apart from that, this device seems pretty cool. I mean, it hooks up via Bluetooth. It means that you can set timers to feed your animals whilst you're away. It also means that they can stay in the comfort of their own home, because a lot of people who have to board the cat only do so because there's no one to come and feed them. So if that's taken care of and you've got some water, you've got somewhere for them to sleep, you've got somewhere for them to play, and even if you choose to leave the air conditioning on in your house or have a timer set for the air conditioning in case it gets really hot, then that means your pet can stay at home whilst you go on vacation or on a work trip or something like that. And this thing seems to work quite well. I know it's a little bit expensive at $150, but it does seem to work the way it's advertised. And once you make sure that you install the correct app, so now I've registered to some other doo-doo thing, I'm going to get all the spam, which is going to annoy me, but anyhow, once you've installed it, it actually seems to work quite well. And as I said, the only drawback I have seen so far is the fact that this thing here, it's hard to clean without, because it won't dry easily, but it all seems to work well. So I give this a thumbs up so far, whilst Oreo's trying to steal all the cat food. So in the meantime, remember to like and subscribe, leave a comment below if you have any questions about this pet feeder, and I look forward to seeing you in another video real soon. Stay safe, have a great afternoon, see ya. Don't steal the food. That's teasing, isn't it? Don't steal all the food, Oreo.